Good morning. Here's Frankie. He's been such a lovey-dovey boy this morning. Yeah, you sweet boy. Hello, everybody. Hello. Look at his face. It's like, hello, hello. He's just looking at me like, why are you doing this to me? You know, I've told you he's not very expressive. He's got, I'm getting to know him better, so I'm seeing more now, but it's taken a while. All right, bite your leg. I don't care. All right, so the first day of the contractors coming back is going to be next Monday. But remember, it's the holidays, so that could change. Don't care. I won't be here. I will not be home. The door will be unlocked. They can come do what they need to do. I'm out of here. I am going to, I have family in town, so I'm not sure when I'm going to get to call my insurance agent, but I'm going to try to do that. Soon. Probably won't be before lunch with everything going on, but it sounds like I have a week at least. Yeah, I'm shaving a little bit more of that evidence of a receding hairline. I'm just experimenting. Big deal, it's just a few hairs, but I already felt better with the little bit that I did. And because my hair's so white, you don't really see the stubble much, I guess, unless it's really shiny outside. I finally, you know, I've had a good night's sleep last night after getting to vent with Plum, and I called my friend Cindy and Dorothy. So, and I need to call Chrissy sometime today, bug her, see how she's doing. But sometimes I don't like to burden someone who's already has health issues and things like that. So, you know how that goes. I love her, though. Yes, Plum, thank you so much. Oh, my gosh. Felt so good to get your feedback, and it really helped kind of normalize my anxiety. Just, I don't know. People just don't have the work ethic anymore. I have an acquaintance from the Midwest. We're in a daily reading text message where we'll send something that has to do with spirituality or see, it's just so white there. It really shows up. So I'm feeling pretty good about getting rid of some of that. I think I need my glasses. Anyway, I will be. Oh, that reminds me. I want to take my vitamins and my high blood pressure meds together. So I want to eat with them. Come on, Frankie. Jump. 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 When I ask him more than once to do something, he looks punished. He's so sensitive. Aren't you, pup? You're my sweet boy. Aw, are you doing a downward dog? No? You change your mind? Come on, jump. 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 You gonna jump? Come on. I want to see your face in the camera. All right. Suit yourself. I don't know what he's gonna do. So I was thinking about, there's something that I learned in AA, actually. It's called taking a daily inventory. And usually I do one every night with my evening prayer that asks if there's anything I should know, especially if I've hurt anyone's feelings or did something wrong, to please, obviously I don't know it or I wouldn't do it, so please put it in my heart and in my mind so I can take care of it first thing in the morning. I've been doing that. But what I haven't been doing is doing the daily inventory in a way that is going to help me restabilize. And I know that so how it was explained to me was, it's like a grocery store does an inventory of the items they have on the shelves. And then they decide the things that are selling well and the things that aren't. Because shelf space is basically money. Shelf space is money. The space we have in our head is money. So if I'm renting space in my head, being angry about something, there's not space for another product that's more positive. What I haven't been doing is doing an inventory of the things that I'm upset about. And a lot of people do that through journaling. I don't like journaling because for me, and a lot of people, that's why I don't require my clients to journal, or I don't even ask them to. I say, if it helps you, you can journal, and then we can discuss some things that you've journaled if you like. But I don't require it because I want them to notice if it makes things worse, kind of puts fuel on the fire. Like I've heard some people say going to AA just makes them want to drink because all they hear about is alcohol. So I get that. They're not using the tools in a way that's helpful to them, even though it helps other people. So for me, journaling helps other people, but it doesn't me. It puts me in I love AA, but journaling is it just puts fuel on the fire for me. Get rid of my mustache because I'm going to see my husband's grandbabies. My spouse's grandbabies are in town. Oh my goodness. I don't even want to leave the house. My house has only been about normal for a couple days, and I just want to stay home, do laundry, and enjoy it. I really don't want to. That one's not as sharp as it used to be, so I'm going to get rid of that. So I'm moving kind of slow this morning, but I have time because they drove all night and now they're exhausted, I'm sure. So there's that. That red spot right there. Oh, so I've been using Retin-A. Did I tell you that? Yeah. Yeah, I had to do something because when I read that article about hair growth, I thought, you know what? I'm going to try that. imagine it would take forever to show. And honestly, if there was anything that really helped hair growth, I think everybody would be, if they had real proof. I'm concerned it's probably just another marketing issue. I really can't see. But you know what? I didn't know about castor oil either. It's like the best kept secret. And ivermectin and fenbin, you just, holy cow, you don't know till you know. If you don't know what fenbin is or ivermectin, there's some really good stuff on the internet. And people are finding that there are crossover drugs. Like if your dog has allergies, I know a lot of vets say don't give your dog human Benadryl, but I can tell you this, if it's the same exact product, you know it's just a marketing ploy, because dog medicine is a lot more expensive than human medicine. It's hugely different. Things like antidepressants, anti-anxiety meds for when there's storms. Yeah, a lot of that is the same. Okay, so I decided to do this inventory. I really have to sit down and do it. That came to me just this morning during my coffee and meditation time. Oh, the dogs are out there barking. You little sweethearts. So, I do know that one of the things that I do when I'm stressed is I'm on go mode. I will work, and I get a lot of good, solid work done when I'm anxious or angry. So I've gotten a lot of work done. That's not the problem. The problem is that doesn't necessarily reduce my stress. One of the things that reduces my stress is shopping therapy. So Temu, get your address labels out. I've decided, because I was only ordering things that I thought, well, I kind of need this, and makeup. But I want to order some experimental things, like adding some color to my living room. Right now it's in gray, yellow, and beige. But I think I could add some sage green, maybe. See, that makes me happy thinking about adding some color. I have to be careful though, because this whole holiday thing, I'm not quite sure how much we're going to end up spending with all the family in town, and I usually don't know until after everybody's gone and the bank statement comes in, but I'm trying to keep an eye on it. You know how that goes. See, that's information that I got from doing a personal inventory. It's real easy for me in journaling to put down what's wrong with everybody else or anybody else. Easy. I can analyze a brown paper bag. However, looking at my own stuff usually comes through prayer, and then that quiet moments called meditation. That's what I call it. Praying is talking, meditation is listening. I'm just trying to read that in, because I put this makeup I got from Temu and this makeup together are very moisturizing. This is it goes down thick and kind of hard, but boy, once it emulsifies, that's what it's like, emulsifying. It is taking a minute to soak in. And so I'm just dabbing to kind of get where it's getting increases. Oh, so that's where I found that. Actually, if I'm easy on myself, as far as self-care, like give in to just cleaning and organizing. Oh, it makes me feel better that I got something done. Yes. But I also need to do something that's fun and naughty, because that's part of my personality. And I think that's where shopping therapy comes in, because I don't do any of the other bad girl stuff anymore. My gosh, how would that look? Being 60-something years old and, oh, my nose is itching. Why? I do this every morning. My nose itches. I have to sneeze and cough. Which is another reminder to take my blood pressure med, because I'll also take my cough medicine, that Mucinex. So I have to sit down and really think. Oh, so last night I took a long hot bath. That is one of my true self-cares, because that hot water helps me relax my muscles and it helps me not think about my day, because I use hot water. Yes, I do. And give myself a facial. That's why I brought up the Retin-A. It's because I've got this little patch of, as my jaws are dropping, see here? This started happening 2 years ago, and now it's really increased. Massage isn't helping that for me. I'm not, I can only do so much massage and miracle drugs, whatever. I have my limits on everything. Some people are willing to go to any lengths. I'm not willing to go to any lengths for my appearance. I am willing to go to any lengths for my sanity. And worrying about my wrinkles isn't helping my sanity. So I'm willing to do Retin-A, castor oil, coconut oil, things like that. I'm not willing to do juvenile injections or facelifts. Just not willing to do that. So that made me feel good. And I have a massage chair, so I sat in that for a half an hour, which was very nice. Usually when I get stressed out and finally sit still for long enough to sit in the chair, I end up overdoing it, because my muscles it just feels so good, hurts so good kind of thing. So I limited myself, some self-discipline, which I don't usually get to brag about, and only stayed in it a half an hour. That's to prevent bruising and a sore body for 4 days afterwards. So that was good. I will tell you that doing an inventory like that, to really look at, how the childishness, the rebelliousness of not taking my high blood pressure meds, so that I had that episode. I shouldn't have had that episode if I was taking my medication. So my daily inventory also includes taking a good hard look at where I've messed up and where I could do something a little different, tweaking, and also, tweaking things that I am doing in just a little bit different way, and sometimes incorporating something totally new. So the shopping therapy thing, I'm tweaking, because I've always enjoyed some shopping therapy. It's helped me get through some hard times. Not that I've spent gobs and gobs of money at it. I mean, I always shop the clearance. Even when I shopped at Nordstrom's, I stocked all the clearance racks. So it's not like I'm being crazy. And like I've said before, with Temu and Amazon, you can generally just double check that you can return things. Seldom can you not return things. So I'm going to be up close with babies, little young ones. So, you know, they'll say, why's your eyeshadow messed up? I imagine, if I'm not careful. So that's why I'm doing a little extra blending. Little brats. Oh, and one of these colors I was using for my eyebrows. I think I'll use this one just for fun. Oh, that's not right. Where's my... Here it is. So I'm just going to put this on here. See how that goes. Yeah, so there were some things I stopped doing when I get tense and upset on occasion. Something new, like this whole construction thing. Because I didn't know their schedule and they were supposed to be here at 8:30, 9 o'clock, there were some things I needed to hurry up and do before they got here because I needed to get my office situated each time, because sometimes they worked and sometimes they didn't, and sometimes I didn't have to move my office, and sometimes even if I moved out to the garage, it was still way noisy. I had stressed over finding a way to get the video, it's like Zoom meetings, to get them to where, what's it called? The sound, the audio and the video out there just right. And it was a real challenge because the internet out there isn't the same as using my computer tower. So I was using a laptop. That ended up, I just couldn't get it to work. And then my cell phone. And then I had to find the right listening device and keep it charged up because I just don't hardly ever use those. So, and I don't enjoy technology. So technology doesn't stress me out like it used to, but it's still extra work. So one of the things that is on my inventory list is, it's not like I expect the bathroom to ever have that or the house to be worked on when I'm not ready. It's just that I need to start working on it, getting ready. I need to find a microphone camera that I can either attach to my phone for Wi-Fi and run my iPad. I might be able to use my iPad. See, I need to sit down, make a list of all these different things. I'm not going to do it right now. I won't forget this. But I need to do things like that. Not being ready caused a lot of stress. And there's no reason for me to not be ready. For low internet, which means I'd have to use my phone. My phone has the best internet out of all my equipment because I can work on, what do they call it? The ether. It's just in the air. It's not actually from your wireless. You don't have to have internet to have a good phone connection. So that's why I'm talking about all that. So it's kind of like plan A, plan B. It's like I have for years, I don't right now, do I? I'll have to check my overnight bag. But for years, I always had a go bag because every weekend I would take off and go somewhere, pack up my dog, and drive back when I was single. I did that for years and years. I always was ready. My car was ready with emergency stuff. I had my overnight bag that was always packed and ready. I didn't have to get makeup out of my bathroom or anything. I could just jump in my car after work, run home, change clothes, grab the dog, maybe dog food, maybe not. Maybe I had it in the car, depending on the weather. Always had extra water. See what I mean? Always being prepared made me feel good. And it made my life easier. A lot of people don't have plan Bs when it comes to relationships either. And it's really important. To have backup plans. And not like when I was younger, like having someone in the wings waiting for me. Not bridge building. I'm talking about being independent in a way that you're not going to be broke if something happens to your mate, whether they pass away, get injured, whether they accidentally find somebody new. There needs to be a plan, because people who don't have plans, those are the ones who really suffer during breakups. And I feel like there are other things that some of us as individuals find very stressful in that same category. And for me, it's having an intruder. This whole construction thing has had me wound up. And I can tell you that if something messes with your sanity as much as that messed with mine, it needs to be looked at and reviewed. So having a plan B with how to do my work and where I can go to work if I feel the need to leave the house. And I just didn't feel like I had that. So I'm going to do that. That's part of my list. I might go ahead and fix up a place out in the barn. Yes. That's what I might do, is fix up a place out in the barn. I don't know why I'm still using this stupid brush, Plum. I don't. I think it's because it's ironic. And it's hard to not. It's easier to stay between the lines, I guess. This is my pseudo bronzer, as if my bony face needs it. Oh well. I've overdone makeup before, and I just don't want to overdo it today. I don't think I'm overdoing it. I think I'm fine. I just feel like I put a little too much makeup on, and so it feels kind of oily, and my eyeshadow's blotching. Okay. So here's something too. I realize I have had to work hard at growing up. I had to work hard at being the woman I never even dreamed I could be. As far as, you can look up the 4 agreements. If you Google the 4 agreements, it'll come right up. But it basically talks about integrity, being impeccable with your word. My brain is kind of multitasking right now, and I can't look it up for you. So I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do. I used to carry it around with me when I first heard about the 4 agreements because I had trouble living up to them, let alone remembering them. But then life got so much easier when I cleaned up my lifestyle. Fake it till you make it. And then my mind started feeling rewarded by my good behavior to where I don't want to give up my good behavior. Whether it's towards other people or towards myself. And that's what I'm realizing towards myself is, oh my gosh, it always bugs me when people say, I got out my Old Faithful and I got out my last original lash. These are my 2 favorite mascaras. I've been using that dupe from Temu. It is nothing like the original, sorry. It is a mascara basically for teenagers. Or people who want thin eyelashes. I don't want thin eyelashes. I have thin eyelashes. I want nice, thick, juicy lashes. But I need to... Where's my pen? Okay. When this eyelash mascara expires, it starts bothering my eyes. The fumes start bothering my eyes. The dupe of this from Temu, I could use that thing forever and it doesn't affect my eyes at all. But okay, today is November 25th, I guess. I don't know. So I take my marks a lot, perma mark or whatever it's called, and I write down the date. That's close enough. If I don't have the date right, who cares? So I gotta let that dry while I put on my makeup. I used to always just go ahead. 3 months I could use that mascara and not worry. After 3 months, I knew I was always pushing it. See, and this being a fresh tube, it's going on fairly thin. But sometimes what I do is I'll leave the lid off for a day to let it kind of dry out. And then I usually like it better. I like it the older it gets. I have to dig in there. So I hope y'all are doing all right. There are a lot of people who do the same thing over and over and over again, getting the same results. And one of the problems with that is that it breaks down the desire to push and challenge ourselves. And that's what I want to do. I want to push and challenge myself so that I am prepared if something like this ever happens again. And, you know, chances are it might. Chances are it might not. That isn't even really the point. The point is, I feel good about myself when I'm ready. Just like having that go bag in my truck and being ready to take off whenever I wanted to. That made me feel good. I felt rich. I feel rich when I'm prepared. I feel rich when I have extra groceries in the house so that if I didn't want to, I wouldn't have to go to the grocery store. I wouldn't have to go out in public for months if I didn't want to. That's what I have. That makes me feel rich. And I didn't go out and just buy a whole bunch of stuff all at once. I did it a little at a time. Yep, I'm making a mess. Don't think I'm not. Just gotta spit on it a little bit. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So make a list of things that make you feel rich. Whether you're already doing them or you're not doing them and you think it would make you feel rich, go ahead and do that. I decided that in my office, I use screens a lot to block. And I like doing that because it keeps the conversation down with clients about, and that's why I always wear a black t-shirt to work. I don't want to talk about my clothes. I don't do a whole lot with my hair. Once in a while, I'll change it up. Like in the summer, I'll wear it up, and I always get compliments. And I just don't. I don't like taking away from their time to talk about me or my environment. So I just kind of ignored this wall that I have. It's a couple different bookcases and a little end table I have on there to set my files on. But the deal is that wall is kind of mismatched, so it's not very soothing. So I have decided I'm going to put matching shelves in there and do something different with those bookcases. Maybe take them out to the garage, the barn, I mean, and start preparing, office space out there. So that I have my escape hatch. I have to invest some money in waterproofing a little concrete faux pas that happened. Thinking out loud. Kind of excited about doing that. Actually, now that we're talking about it, thank you for letting me vent. Chrissy got me some hair oil. Remember that makeup kit she sent me? It had, I'll go get it. I'm gonna go put it on. Okay, here it is. I've used this a few times now, and I've really liked, because usually I'll just use castor oil or grapeseed oil, but I put a few drops on my hair. I just washed it and heavily conditioned my hair last night, so I shouldn't. It's not about my hair being dry. It's about it just being a little frizzy. I guess your hair can be moist and get frizzy when you have my type of hair. That's why I kind of love Florida. My hair is wild most of the time in Florida, and Texas can be kind of. That was only like 4 or 5 drops. This stuff has got some lubricant to it. See, now it's not as fuzzy. Just 4 or 5 drops. Man. And the smell is pleasant. So, of course, I like that. And now I need to just touch up my hair a little bit. I don't know what to do with this mess. I need to eat something so I can take my vitamins and my high blood pressure. And hang out, maybe do some laundry, waiting on the spouse to get ready to go. Yeah, I knew there was going to be more to this story. That's why he told me. That's why I wasn't surprised when he told me this morning about that the guy wasn't going to even come again until next Monday. Can you believe this? Another. And he's only going to come on Mondays and Fridays, so supposedly, we'll see. So this will be another couple weeks, starting next week. I don't feel so as stressed out as I was, because I'm facing the fact that even though I feel like I have this righteous reason to be angry, that these people are just not in my wheelhouse, the way they handle business. And I'm an old-fashioned, show up, say what you mean what you say, or don't say it kind of thing. Don't be impeccable with your word means if you say you're going to do something, you follow through and do it, or there better be a good reason why you're not. And I mean it. We just don't do it any other way out on the farm kind of thing, right? But I have decided, since I have my house back for the most part, I can handle it. I can handle anything. I can't handle letting my blood pressure get crazy. And weirdly, some people say that blood pressure is only a medical thing. That if it's your genetics, it's your health, that you just take medication and there's nothing else you can do. But you can lower your blood pressure through breathing, through light exercise, by not drinking a bunch of caffeine. And cigarette smoking evidently works on the body a little bit like caffeine. So that's why they say don't smoke when you have high blood pressure. Now, that's a double-edged sword, because sometimes drinking coffee is so relaxing for me, just the flavor and the taste. And sometimes when I'm ready to have a breakdown, smoking a cigarette is much better than homicide. So I'm not going to throw away all of my cigarettes, but I'm not going to be smoking at anyone, if you know what I mean, with more self-discipline. I don't like cigarette smoke. I don't like the taste of cigarettes. I don't like anything about them. But there's something about the drug in cigarettes that calms me down. Yeah, it's weird. We can talk about cigarettes some other time, but that's why I don't normally need that kind of thing. So, but it's in my emergency kit kind of thing. A friend of mine a while back gave me her Burberry Weekend. I love this scent, and I told her I had a hard time finding it, but I didn't like the price they had on it at one of the shops we were at. And she goes, you know what? I have a bottle that I never use. I just don't like it that well. So she gave it to me. Wasn't that sweet? So one of the things I'm doing is I'm setting out things that people have given me that remind me that sometimes I am seen. Sometimes people do care about me. You know, there are other people out there too who don't have family. They don't have kids. They don't have relatives. You know, I have relatives that are still alive, some half siblings and some aunts and uncles, but we weren't raised together. We don't know each other, and they are busy with their families and their lives, and they just don't have time for me. I've tried to insert myself a few times, but the chemistry just wasn't there. So, but I have had some dear friends. And one of the things that I did is that on my dresser, and it reminded me, I have put a few, like Janice sent me these headbands, which I love dearly. That just made my day so much. And then my friend Chrissy, Sissy Chris, she's like a sister. She sent me a care package with that makeup and everything in it recently. I'm going to get out some more of her cards. I love seeing that. It reminds me of how much she loves me. And I love that she does that. It's like, that's me and that's her. She wrote that on the card. Mr. Kit. I love her sense of humor. And I have a card here from a sweet friend, Karen. She was like a sister for me for a long time. As a matter of fact, her parents were like foster parents to me. And she wrote me a sweet card to say thank you for doing their mom's service. That meant a lot to me. So I'm going to dig out some more cards, and I'm going to put them in some kind of collage. There was a YouTuber a while back, or one of her videos a while back, was where she did something on her back wall where she put cards that people would send her on. And I thought that was sweet. I might do something like that. I've got to think about it because, you know, little mementos, little notes mean a lot to some people. To me, probably more than some because of the family situation. I don't know. But a lot of people cherish these cards. So don't forget that you may have friends or relatives or a neighbor who doesn't get snail mail anymore. And some of us really treasure that. I have some notes and letters and cards that I've had for decades. Yeah, that's a true story. Oh gosh, I know we're getting ready to walk out the door to go down yonder. So I'm not going to wear any jewelry. Well, I usually don't. But sometimes when I go out, I think, oh, I'm going to wear some jewelry. But around kids, I kind of hate to have earrings or necklaces or even bracelets or rings on. I just really don't want to take any chance, especially with you know, toddlers that are running around and they might jump on you or whatever. And I don't know. Another excuse to not wear jewelry. I think I will. I have this necklace that I got a while back on Temu. They had these little, you clip them onto each end of the necklace. So you'd think it was like an extender, but it's not. It's well, it does extend, but it's a little magnet. So that's how easy it is to put it on. You just put your little fingernail in there and separate it or pull it apart and reclasp it. And it has, you can't like pull it apart because it has a couple studs in there once the magnet closes. So if this goes to get pulled on, the chain will probably break before the little studs that's inside of the closure give. But to open it up, you just stick your fingernail in there. What a great investment. I mean, I'm finally wearing a necklace. I hadn't worn in, I don't normally wear necklaces, but I think I might doctor up another one or two, see if I've got something. I don't really have nice necklaces. Temu has some that people are just bragging about. Little chains like this with a little doodad on it. And so, I don't know. Maybe that'll be some of my shopping therapy. Okay, I'm done babbling. I only gave myself a half a cup of coffee this morning, so I was a good girl. And I'm just going to tell y'all, take care of yourself. Because one of the reasons I hadn't worn necklaces for years is because I have low neck hair. How irritating. So I'm hoping this doesn't pull. We don't know how long we're going to be on this earth. So we either can stay in status quo, try to protect what we have by living right, doing right, or whatever floats your boat, Or we can also be adventurous and keep trying to grow as a person, as a spiritual being before we go on to the spiritual life. And for me, I do not ever want to be this upset about anything ever again. I know that's not possible because I'm kind of a high-strung, high-involved person. I highly invest in my life and the people in it. So part of it is my nature that I have to protect myself from. So I'm going to give that some thought, because if I were going to die or get incapacitated by a stroke because I'm being stupid and not taking my blood pressure medicine, which I don't think that'll ever happen again, I just want to know that I can close my eyes and pass on into a lovely place based on the fact that I feel okay with how I live my life. And I'm telling you, I don't feel okay with my childishness about not taking my high blood pressure meds. And I don't feel okay with how I handled my insurance company and this company. I wish I had had the guts, and I think I'm going to kind of go over that some more and how I could have been better heard, how I could have said, yeah, this isn't working out. But on the other hand, I feel like doing some investigating, because I have like I said, that Midwest friend who said it's a Southern thing. It's not a Midwest thing. That's for sure. People still have work ethics up north. That they have found that in the South, people just don't show up like you would think. So I don't know. I've asked a couple people here and they agree. They think it's this way all over because it's this way here. So I think it's interesting to see. I'm going to ask around if it's really normal and I have to get used to it, or if there are ways to find companies or people who do good work. Because I would like to do a few things around this little cottage that would help me feel more wealthy, you know, being in my home. There's some things I'd really like to do. I'd like to do some more landscaping outside. I'd like to get the doors painted, the doors and trim in my house painted. There's some humidity damage in my bathroom so that's going to take repainting and probably some tape and bed work. I'd love to put in a bidet. I have it sitting out there. That was one of my shopping therapies that would make me feel rich. I got a bidet. It was like on sale for like $342. And I was like, you know, usually I have buyer's remorse for a while after doing something like that. But I have to hire an electrician to put in a plug-in by the toilet somewhere. And someone to install it. So I have to do that before the 30 days runs out. Thanks for reminding me. Oh, shoot. Well, I wish we were all sitting around on a Zoom meeting so I could hear what's going on with you. Plum, I think, mentioned that. Shout out to Vanessa. Girl, your channel's just growing and growing. I'm so impressed. I'm proud of you. And Rose, thanks for stopping by and saying hello. You stop by and see Rose. You can see her when she comments. Click on her icon. Rose, makeup artist over 70. Sweetheart. And Vanessa's she's on a spiritual path of growth as well. And they're working at growing their channels. So if there's anyone, and Mima does Temu hauls. So if you put in Mima and Temu, you'll see her channel. She's a sweetheart. She's trying to grow her channel. And who else? Well, I just want to give a shout out to them. And once again, I just want to say thank you for the support. And Plum, you gave me a smile and a chuckle several times in your last, especially in your last few messages. I gotta tell you, I needed that. You're my spirit animal. I love that you're feisty and smart. Yep. I like feisty, smart people. All right. Love you all. I'm sending you a big hug and reminding you before I sign off, life isn't perfect. Sometimes life is really hard, but we have to get back on track as soon as possible and focus on long-term goals, not just short-term gratification. So sometimes we just have to stop long enough, find some time, get out some paper and pencil and pen and do an inventory of what's going wrong, what's going right, what you might be able to challenge yourself to do differently, and schedule in some shopping therapy if you can afford it. I can afford just enough to buy it all up and then send it all back if I'm not in love with it. All right. All right. Mwah. Bye for now.